1oct27.115 on your AM radio dial. It's time once again for Classic Radio Roundup. On Channel 13.
Yeah, show you right.
So what's he going to do? He's going to stack his horizontal elements?
Wait a minute. Oh, you heard that, did you? Yeah. Yeah, he said instead of putting up the vertical elements on this boom vertical, he's going to put them on another boom and have stacked sevens.
Oh, God, what a waste.
Who did you hear? Him, me, or both?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Was I better than an S3?
Yeah, you were S4.
Woohoo!
But the noise level was way down, so you were sounding really good.
Red Barrett, Downtown, trying to be able to copy this on radio. Standing by.
Oh, well, the signal to noise, as you know, is the thing. Hello, Red Baron. Hey, Red Baron, Spitfire, waving right back at you.
Hey, Mr. Spitfire, how you doing this pleasant evening? I'm loving the cool weather, I gotta tell you that.
Well, I don't know if I'm loving it, but I'm not hating it either. It's okay, because I know that at some point I'm going to be freezing my patootie off and not going to be happy about it, and that's not that far away.
Yeah, 10-4. I get that to a point, but I'm done with that August heat. Actually, it's actually hotter in July. You know, I work in attics a lot. I'm just done with it. I don't mind wearing long pants and a long sleeve shirt. I gotta say that.
Well, I work in a boiler room where it's hot all the time, but I like it hot. I do not like cold. Heat is uncomfortable, but cold is downright painful.
To each his own. That's all I gotta say. I can put clothes on and take them off if it gets hot, but if you're, you can't put them on if you don't have.
Yeah, but when I'm hot, I'm never in pain. When I'm cold, it's painful.
Copy that, Spitfire. All right. We're just going to go round and round on this. You like summer, I like autumn. All right, Spitfire. Just waving a hand, Red Baron. Good to hear you out there.
Yeah, I just don't like winter. I'm okay with the spring and I'm okay with the fall. I enjoy summer. I just winter, I didn't have to freeze to death. That's all. Thanks for stopping by there, Red Baron. Sounding good as always. Countywide Radio.
10-4 Countywide. I understand about winter. I like the fall. I like 50 degrees, and I'm good with that. Long sleeve shirt, long pants.
Copy. 10-4. Yeah, I'm with you on that. 70 degrees and sunshine. That's always nice.
Yeah, like today. Absolutely perfect day.
Yeah. Too bad most of it was wasted at work, but still, I'll take it. I got to drive home with the windows open.
I winterized my boat today. It was a good day for it.
Speaking of winterizing, I got to go, do some winterizing. I'll be back. I got to take care of some business, and I shall return, but the gate is rolling. Countywide.
Yeah, somebody keeps keying up with underneath you. I don't know who that was, but you keep taking them out. Whoever it was, you can key up and try again.
Are you sure?
Yeah. 15 degrees Celsius, maybe. I hate winter. Oh my God. Especially the 3 months of suck. January, February, and March. They're like the worst months ever. Well, that one doesn't sound bad. What is it? Yeah, that wouldn't doesn't sound bad. All right. Oh no, it's noisy out here.
If you're awesome, so you can turn in. Yeah, I'm coming. How about you awesome? Bring it on.
Yeah, there you go. I'd say the other one had a little bit stronger audio. Ah, 682, huh? There you go. Yeah, they're the best kind.
Down the zipper, my man.
So what's going on up your neck of the woods there, Greenie? Yeah, I mean, that's the nice part about the beginning of winter or the end of fall. I mean, you got 3 nice holidays coming up, which can be a pain in the butt to deal with sometimes, but, you know, it keeps your mind occupied, keeps you occupied, and you don't realize that, you know, it's turning into the 3 months of suck, which come right after Christmas. Yeah, you wake up after your New Year's stupor and you go like, oh man, what do I got to look forward to now? May. Well, yeah, sometimes things come up and you got to deal with them when they come. So yeah, life has a way of hitting hard where you least expect it. I don't know just noisy out there tonight, or what? This radio's got a lot of noise in it. Man, I got like an S5 noise level. Oh, yeah, you're another one like Pete, I guess, that lives in a nice, quiet area. If only. I got a taste of that when we were having power failures here. When all the power goes off in the neighborhood, boy, it gets nice and quiet. Yeah, it's funny to be so close to a power plant and all that and still be quiet. Yeah, it must be nice. I say I've got neighbors or whatever with digital widgets that put out broadband hash noise. I guess I don't know if it's internet stuff or what, but it's always there. It sometimes gets a little stronger, sometimes gets a little weaker. I can turn the antenna around and make it get a little stronger or a little weaker. But yeah, I didn't realize how bad it was until the power went out. Man, oh man, I could hear all kinds of people all over the place with a zero noise level. Like, wow, boy, what I wouldn't do for that. Yeah, especially on things that to extend your Ethernet through the wall sockets. They used to run internet through the wall sockets. Those things put out so much interference. I had a set of those, and I tried them once. And I plugged them in, and my noise level went up to S9. I picked them up and threw them in the trash. Nah, Wi-Fi extenders, I don't think they cause them any real problems. Unless they got dirty switching power supplies in them or something. But they're not as bad as those extenders that used to use the house wiring as their means of networking. Boy, those are bad. Yeah. Well, see, half second problem is most of the stuff that they make is made in China, and the Chinese don't care about RF immunity, so they build them as cheaply as they can without good shielding, without good grounding, without good capacitor bypasses, and all the good engineering that keeps these things from interfering. And they put them in plastic cases, so there's no attenuation at all. So you get this crap.
Greenie, you need to go to the pump house.
Oh no, you can't hear me on this radio.
Oh, I can hear you, but it's not easy.
I got a good copy on him, and he's pretty much on the back of the beam. That's amazing.
Well, I got a noise floor. It's not noise, but skipland noise. So the signal to noise ratio tonight sucks.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm hearing. Because I was just remarking earlier that I've got a steady S5 noise level, and I couldn't tell if it was ambient skip noise or neighborhood noise, or whether this radio is just got a noisy receiver. But I'm on a Lafayette Telsat SSB 50 tonight, so I don't know.
Copy that.
It's just like S9 heterodyne skipland noise, where it's just that roar, but it's like an S3, S4, and Greenie gives me an S5. So, if it was quiet, it wouldn't be any trouble, but it's not quiet, so I can hear what he's saying, but I gotta pay attention. And I don't know how long I can pay that much attention.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. We shouldn't have to pay attention. Just let it happen naturally.
Yeah, there you go. That's a whole lot better.
Now he's as strong as you are.
Oh, man.
Dude, backside of the beanbagger, you're giving me a 9.
Yeah, that's weird. It's obviously not in the null part of the beam.
Yeah. Yeah, it's working whichever way you got it pointed. I'd say you're pointed to me, but that's not the case. That's not the case. Yeah, and I hear Pete all but as strong as you on this radio. He's just under a 9 hitting a 9. You're a 9 just hitting, 9.5. We don't make that list.
Yeah, I wish I had the control box in here. I'd throw the beam around, see what's going on there. But soon enough, I'm hoping to pull the thing down next week and do what needs to be done.
All right. Well, I'll go to my control box. There we go. How's that, Greenie?
Yeah, you brought it up to bagger's level.
Yeah. Just turn the knob on my control box.
Oh, I am closer to him, too, so there's that.
Yeah, by about 10 miles.
Come on, let's go air mile.
Well, Pete's, pretty much 10 miles southeast of me, so yeah.
Well, how could I be southeast if you're southwest of me?
I thought you were more east-southeast to me.
He should be north or northeast from you, I would think.
When I point my 220 beam at you, it's just south of west, like only by, 5 or 10 degrees, but it's just on the southern side of west.
Yeah. I looked at it on Google Earth, and I seem to recall you being a little to the south of east of me. 40 miles north.
All right, well, I'll figure this out here in a second. See what QRZ says that my beam heading should be to you.
Oh, there you go. That's one way to do it.
Hello, checking in up here in Lehigh Valley.
Oh, yes, the Browning.
What What's going on down there, folks?
Mr. Sandman, how's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for asking. I hope everything's well in your end also. Is that countywide?
Sandbagger. I get to take you and put you in a bag.
Sandbagger with a Spanish fellow in the background. All right, man. Yeah, good hearing you in there. Sounding good up here around Bethlehem.
Yeah, hello, Sandman. Spitfire, right back at you. I am in here. Top of the evening to you. Sounding good on that squeaky bird.
Well, there you are, Spitfire. Yep, you're making a good trip, too. Got about 5 on you there. No problemo. Yep, I just wanted to see if my radio was what it sounded like tonight. Hopefully everything's okay. I know you got everything running there, so I'm looking forward to doing the playback.
Looks like you were correct, Dave. My calibration on my beam is off. You're at 277 degrees. So that makes you a little north of west. So I would be a little south of east to you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I should know better than to question you.
Well, no, actually, my memory is not what it used to be, and when it comes to stuff I remember, I may misremember. So it's never a given.
No, but usually when I question you, more times than not, you're right and I'm not.
Guess that's a pretty good track record, maybe.
Yeah, it's a pretty good track record. I should know better than to question you, but yeah, you're right. So you're just a little tiny bit north of west, but it's close enough to west to call it west.
Yeah, I mean, with a typical 3-element beam, the beam width is not all that tight, so you could be off a few degrees, it won't matter.
I knew it was close to west. Whether it's a little north of it, a little south of it, I know it was west is pretty good.
Yeah, give or take. It's close enough. Like I say, you're just a little south of east, so yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, to recap earlier, you had a better signal to noise ratio then? You could hear my audio on 160?
Yeah, I could. I just caught the tail end there, though. He was saying something about getting on when he can, and I don't know if you were talking about me there.
No, I was talking about him. Because everybody's, you guys are all asking me, well, when's he going to be back here? So I threw it at him. Like, when's that going to happen? So people stop asking me questions. Just answer it yourself. So then he threw the curveball in there. I'm just going to make stacked 7s.
Oh, I figured that was for my benefit. Figured I'd go.
Well, you never know what's going on in his head. There's a lot going on there. And he could have very well said that knowing that you were sandbagging, because he knows you sandbag on us, towards the end. So he could have very well said that for your benefit.
Yeah, he's getting me back for the drug pusher comment.
Yeah, he plays 3D chess for sure.
Yeah.
That's why he's so much fun to talk to. You never know where he's at on stuff. Is it straight from the hip, or he's throwing you a curveball, fastball? Is it a spitball? What is he throwing at you?
If it's a melon ball, you better duck.
That's what makes him so fun to talk to, though.
Yeah, that's why I wish he'd, get off his duff and fix his antenna so he could get back here. Yeah.
Well, he's got to take those vertical elements and mount it to his boom, and I don't know. He never gives me a straight answer on that, though. You know, is he going to? Is he not going to? Is he planning on it? Has he got something else going on? I don't know. He always claims he's so damn busy, but like, yeah, you're busy, but you ain't that damn busy if you really want it.
I don't understand why he had to take them off in the first place. If he's putting different elements on, the horizontal side.
I think because he went to a whole different boom, so he could get a longer boom and add an element, and then he just never put all the other verticals back on. But if it was me doing it, I would have done the whole thing on a different boom and then, pulled it up when I was all done with the whole thing. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess he was focused on, the transatlantic 10-meter AM and worry about the rest later. I don't know.
I guess. Of course, when the skiff starts dying off, it'll be like, okay, now what do I do? Because when the conditions aren't there, 10 meters is deader than a doornail.
Yeah. Once the solar cycle starts to fall off, and you got 6 or 7 years, there ain't nothing going on except for maybe a little summer e-skip or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Where right here on the 6-meter band, we're on every week.
6-meter band.
He likes to call it the 6-meter band.
I don't know. That just cracks me up. It's like somebody like him or you, Billy, whoever, I would think would not care. At this point in your life, you don't care what other people's opinions are. You don't care what they think or say or do. You're going to do your thing, and up yours to those who have a problem with it. And there was a time back in the day when you had the stuffed shirts and all that would give you the hairy eyeball if you even hinted that you ever talked on the CB radio. But now it's like, I don't care. I'm going 11 meters. See ya.
Nah, we don't care. And if anybody's paying any kind of attention at all, they know we're not talking about 6 meters. I mean, it's plainly obvious. But now it's sort of become, I don't know, tongue-in-cheek or an inside joke. Or, I don't know. But we're not really trying to hide that from anybody. If you listen, you know we're not trying to hide it.
I guess. Yeah, whatever works. 10.5 meters, whatever you want to call it.
Well, sometimes it's 6 meters times 2. Minus 2, or I don't know. He has some formula he throws out there.
6 times 2, yeah, that would be 12 minus 1.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, anybody who's paying any kind of attention at all knows that we're not talking about 6 meters. Because who the hell is, talking to AM to a bunch of different people on 6 meters? Nobody.
Well, there could be a diehard group of people that are in the local area that might want to try to do that, bring back some classic 6-meter vintage gear and throw up a ground plane or a beam or something and just get on 6-meter AM, around 50.45 or 5.4 or whatever, and just get in there.
Well, if you remember, I tried to do that about 10 years ago, and it fell flat on its face.
Well, yeah, it's the time of day and all. I could have got in there if it was the right time, but yeah, it was just you and Gene, I guess, at that point. And I think was it Paul? I think Paul was in there too for a bit.
Yeah, that's right. Paul used to get in there with us on 6 a.m.
Whatever happened to him? He kind of gave up on this band. Last I heard him, he was on GMRS.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got his ham license and all. Last I heard him was, I don't know, either here or in a ham band somewhere, but Yeah, I haven't heard from him for years, and he was pretty regular too, and he just disappeared.
Yeah, he liked the idea of classic radio roundup, because of he's got nostalgic thoughts too. He was around a while ago, but I don't know. People change. He may have other things that are occupying his time now. So
Well, 2 hours every Wednesday are sacred. It's time for Classic Radio Roundup. Channel 13, amplitude modulated classic radio.
all right, well, just remember you said that now, and I'm glad it's on the gate because the 2 hours on Wednesday for Classic Radio Roundup is sacred, which means 11 meters, not 160.
Well, there's a couple times I've spilled over, but I always wind up showing up here.
Yeah, an hour and a half late sometimes.
Sideband Sunday is less sacred to me. If there's a bunch of people on 160 and we're all having fun on 160 AM, chances of me showing up on Sideband Sunday night become less and less.
Yeah, I kind of feel almost the same way there. I do everything I can to make sure I make it here on Wednesdays, but if I'm kind of, dragged out, tired, or whatever, and the wife wants to watch TV on Sunday, I'm like, yeah, okay, Or if I tune in and there's nobody here because everybody's on 160 or whatever, then I'll go do something else.
Yeah, I'm less strict about Sunday night. If things are rolling and I'm having a good time on 160, I'm not leaving. But if nothing's going on there, well, then I'll come here. And that's what I did last Sunday. Nothing was going on there, so I came here. I think it was, who was it? It was me and Wayne, and I think Bite Buster was about it.
I was in here.
Maybe it was the Sunday before. I don't know. You weren't here. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I wasn't here. But last week I was.
Speaking of which, let me do a welfare check. Where's Wayne?
Yeah, I was going to just do that.
Maybe we caught him in between drink refills or something, so it might take him a minute to get to his microphone. But I checked on him on Monday. Everything was good over there on Monday.
Yeah, I'm here listening. There he is.
Yeah, you had to get up to grab the microphone, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, I had my back up to the edge of the sofa, my pillow going on. I was like all comfortable.
Well, I didn't mean to disturb you from your comfort, but you got to check in with us or we're going to call you.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
You got to make your operating position more comfortable.
Well, I could do that.
Need a longer microphone cord, that's all.
Yeah.
I have to make him a 4-pin to 4-pin microphone cord that's longer. Oh, no, he's probably get an 8-pin, though.
That was a nice double.
Oh, man.
I got an Icon mic.
Does it reach to your couch?
No, but it reaches to the chair in front of the counter here.
Yeah, you just needed a microphone cord extension so you can lay on the couch with the mic.
Just make sure you don't fall asleep on it.
I'm in danger of that now with the 160 transmitter and my Yaesu because I got a little toggle switch to put things into transmit. If I fall asleep, it's not going to unkey.
You got greater problems if you fall asleep in the middle of a transmission.
Well, it's happened. Not to me, but it has happened to others.
Didn't Ray used to do that all the time? Fall asleep and with the key down?
Uncle Al used to do that. But he wasn't in the middle of a transmission. He would just roll over and lean on the mic and key it up. They hear him snoring.
Yeah, it is highly unlikely in the middle of a transmission I'd fall asleep. That'd be pretty bad.
Has Train been able to get back on 160 ever since he burned up his tuner?
I haven't heard him there, but I've been texting with him. I think he bought the same PAL Star that JR has, so he shouldn't have any more trouble.
Oh, that's good then.
I told him if he bought the parts, I'd build him one like I got. He just opted to buy the PAL Star. You know, when you got deep pockets, you can do that.
Now, is the PAL Star a balance line tuner?
Well, I know they make one. Whether that's the one he got or not, I do not know. They make a straight, balance line tuner, and they make one like all the other generic T matches with the 4-to-1 balun. So I don't know which one he got.
Yeah, you converted him over to balance line, right?
Yeah, he's got a CBS antenna now.
CDS?
Yep, crappy brown stuff, fed antenna, CBS.
Oh, crappy. You mean the good old 450 ohm stuff?
Yeah, well, Dave has always called it crappy brown stuff, and to make texting easier and quick speak, we've just reduced it to the CBS antenna. That was on 10 meters, 6:30 to 7 with Dave and Billy, and I was on my CBS antenna, and I could hear Billy at just about an S1, but I heard him 100%, and Dave was like an S7, S8 wavering around. And Billy had trouble hearing me though, and I can't put power the way my system is set up here. I can't put power out through the CBS antenna with the 8-bill. So I went over to the vertical, and Billy went to an S2, and I was able to put out power, and then he could hear me. But I dropped Dave down to like an S4, S5. So my CBS antenna to Dave on 10 meters works way better.
What about your tri-band beam?
That usually works pretty good too, but to talk to those two guys at the same time, I wasn't even bothering with the beam.
Oh, that's true. They're in opposite directions.
Yeah, I'm right in the stinking middle of them too. Just about almost exactly in the middle geographically.
I was listening to some of Billy's Gates. He had one from a few years back where some other guy was giving him crap for, I guess he was keying up and testing something. He was getting RF into his computer system, and it was making his streamer freeze or whatever, and he was trying to troubleshoot that. Of course, when you got RF, issues like that, you can't just go to a dummy mode because that, takes the RF away. And he was running at full power, I guess, or whatever, and this other guy gave him a bunch of load of crap, called him an effing and jackass, and oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's right in the amateurs, thing is we're allowed to do on-air testing. If the frequency is not in use and I want to test something out, I'm free to do so, whether you like it or not.
Well, see, that's the thing. The frequency was kind of in use. There were guys talking. Billy was in there with them, and then he started testing. The guy said, you could have just went down 20 kilohertz or something, and Billy was telling him, well, I got this 1940 VFO, and it's in the other room, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Oh, man. It's like, oh, man, this sounds like Channel 19 kind of stuff.
Oh, well, that sort of changes things a little bit. But it is true. His operating position, or where he speaks from, is not in the same place that his equipment is. We tell him sometimes, Billy, you're drifting off. I got to go in the other room and get to the VFO. And So his transmitter and his amplifier is in another room from where he talks from.
He's trying to set it up like a commercial radio station, I guess. His transmitter's usually in a different room than the studio.
It's kind of how he's set up, something like that.
Yeah, whatever trips your trigger. I like having all my controls within easy reach. You know, if I have to adjust frequency or amplitude or whatever, or power, I want to be able to just reach over and do it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I want to see it all. I want it all to be here. If it's another room and it sets itself on fire, I won't know until I smell the smoke.
Yeah, right. And if you got to go to all the trouble of having remote instrumentation so you can keep an eye on SWR and wattage and things like that, and I don't know. You're like going down the rabbit hole again. It's time to go see the pusher.
Going to get yourself in trouble again. Yeah, that was funny though. I don't care. That was funny.
Well, it's an analogy. It's like a habit. There's drugs and then there's radio, and each one you can spend a ton of money on. And some things will make major improvements, and other things will only make minor improvements. But they still cost a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, I think it was a really good analogy. I'm going to introduce you to this new drug and dole a little bit out to you. And then once you're hooked, you got to figure the rest of it out yourself. This is a great analogy.
Yeah, now you can't go back. Now you had a taste of all this wonderful audio, and you can't go back.
No. Oh, no. There's no going back for me now.
If I ever had a snowball's chance in hell of getting a 160, I would just to be the smart ass that I am. I would come down here with 1970 CB audio.
I can do that with a turn of my reverb.
Well, I don't even need reverb. Just a nice Pooch D104 and a nice Yaesu FT757 or something, or even my 706 sounds really good on AM. Make it sound like a good old CB rig.
Bagger, what mic are you talking on now?
Silver Eagle.
Okay, yeah, that thing sounds good, robust. Slight tinge of echo, maybe because of your room. A little bit of harmonic going on there, but yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, this is the hollow room effect, which people electronically try to reproduce with echo, because it's always good to have a little depth.
And 4.
But this is all natural.
This should be up there somewhere along the lines of what you're doing right now, I would think.
Yeah, it sure is.
This is my 1970s, big room CB radio sound.
What radio are you running tonight?
Oh, one of my favorites. Shakespeare 740.
That was going to be my guess.
This thing always works well.
Yeah, well, that's one nice thing about when the weather gets cool, I'll start running some more tube stuff.
Yeah, well, you know how that is over here. I got to run the tube stuff in the summertime.
Yeah, you got to stay warm.
Yeah, another month I'll be burning wood.
You'll be burning wood and you'll be getting hot and the coochie shorts will be coming out and they'll be running solid state stuff.
Yep, in the summertime I sit down here in, sweatshirt and sweatpants. Wintertime I sit down here in my coochie shorts and a t-shirt.
Why is this coochie got sideburns?
Check 1, 2. Hello, anybody hearing this thing now?
I'm not anybody, but I hear it.
Okay, yeah, I turned on this trimmed into a 1 amp. This isn't working either, this turner, okay.
Slamming
Yeah, you started out sounding good, and then you went to squealing all over the place like a Hatfield porker.
Yeah, I heard that. That's a little better, huh?
Well, it was for a moment. Right at the end, though, you started to squeal, but it was okay for the most.
All right. I can hear it. Trying to sneak up on it, but that's tough.
That's right. You got to key down when it's not looking.
Is that Red Baron again?
No, I think that's Sandman.
Sandman, I'll get them all straightened out eventually.
You know, Sandman does sound a little bit like the Red Baron.
How about this static 575 M6 handheld microphone? Is that any better?
Well, it's not squealing. It doesn't sound as good when it's, the other one was working, but it's working.
All right, I'll go back to the other one. Yeah, I don't have a ground on this radio. I think it might need a ground. I didn't get that far.
Hold up, before you switch mics, where's your tone set at on that 575?
It's down really far. It's almost turned off to the low end.
10-4. Oh, wow, you got dueling tone controls there, because the tram's got one too.
Transmit tone control. Yeah, it does. I'm at 50% on that one.
Yeah, it's probably a good place for it.
You actually don't, the more I hear it, it's pretty, it really sounds pretty decent. It's not, it just doesn't sound, as full as the other mic, but it doesn't sound bad.
Yep, I'm going to try one other one here in a second here. Stand by. I appreciate you putting up with me.
Oh, yeah, it's nice and clear for sure.
That's what Classic Radio Roundup's all about, man. Dialing in them classics. So you go ahead and experiment, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we don't have a problem with you playing musical microphones to get a classic radio working. It's written in the charter to do that.
I guess that might be working, huh?
Sort of.
Yeah, that's what I got to say. Sort of.
Oh, geez. I think I need a ground. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's not as loud. I don't know if that's because you're further away or doing something different, but certainly not as loud. People used to pay money to have those kind of birdies, too.
What's that musical instrument they play on Star Trek, the thermite, or what? That's what it sounds like.
Oh, I'm not that much of a Trekkie to know.
No, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Get up on that a little bit. Back to the 575. Oh, well, that's the only one that's working.
Yeah, that sounds all right. It's certainly passable. Don't sound like doo-doo.
Good deal. Yeah, this old D201A tram, it's just about warmed up now, so I figure I'll give it a try. And you guys, you weren't in there last time I was on, last Wednesday, and I didn't get to hear this thing, but I'm putting it through the motions now.
Well, you'll get to hear it this week. I got the gate rolling this week. Last week, I was kind of tired. I turned the radio on, and I basically heard S9 heterodyne skipland noise. I'm like, well, this isn't going to be very much fun. And not too tired to deal with this. I just went to bed.
Yeah, I understand you probably get a bunch of skip coming back to you, yeah. Always neat, but all right, man. Yeah, I do appreciate you running it this week. I don't know, is that squealing or anything? It sound okay yet?
Oh, yeah, you'll like it. It sounds good.
All right, I'm looking forward to hearing it, man. Cool beans. All right, I'm going to tie it up, and I wanted to say hello to Bite Buster and anybody else around the band. Yeah, and Lehigh Valley up here, Mr. Sandman. Just waving.
Haven't heard Bite Buster tonight. but I'm sure he'll make himself known at some point if he's around. All right, there, Sandman. Anytime, man. That D201 sounding good. Nice choice classic you got there. Countywide Radio, the Spitfire, on this antique flea market junk.
See, these guys don't appreciate sideband, but that's the only way people can hear me.
I hear you. AM sideband any day of the week. It don't matter. What's going on there, Bite Buster?
I'm just listening to you guys yammer on there about microphones and, yep.
I figured if you were around and your name came up, you'd pop in.
Actually, I'm trying to download the internet. I'm going to download Wikipedia.
Why would you download that trash?
Well, that's not trash. That's an online encyclopedia.
Yeah, except any idiot can edit it and change it. And there's too many liberals involved in Wikipedia.
Well, okay, so 98% of this stuff is good. But now I could run it without having the internet then. There's also map sites that you can download maps and use them offline.
Well, when you got the whole internet downloaded into your hard drive, you'll let me know.
Yeah, that would take several machines. I mean, I have enough hard drives probably. No, I don't. I do not. But you go to the archives, internet archives. Everything is there. And I mean everything.
How do you get to internet archives? I've heard about it, but I never attempted to do it.
You just type it in, do a Google search, and you get there, and there's different categories: music, films, documents, whatever, pictures, photos, and it just eventually, chops down to what you want to see, or hear, or whatever.
Yeah, but how do you get archives specifically? Is it like a tab, a choice, like shopping and photos and all? It was like a tab.
Yeah, you can do it that way, or you can just type something in and go from there. And it produces thousands and thousands, so you have to make it very specific.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to download a program you saw 5 years ago, it's up there. Someone uploaded it.
I wonder if all those 05 exclusive sites are archived out there somewhere, because his server's no longer on. So the content that he had, is it out there somewhere?
Actually, it is. I used the internet Wayback Machine, and I found quite a bit of stuff from Gene's old cbdxing.com. But not all the pages load, though. I mean, some of them do and some of them don't.
The CBDXing. Oh, that was fun for a while. It was like our own little internet, CB radio local webpage thing. That was, chat group, whatever.
Oh, yeah. He was funny. He was even open so anybody could see it. And then he'd get the other guys all upset and bent out of shape, and then he'd lock them all out. And then he'd let them back in, then he'd lock them out. Yeah, you never know what he was going to do.
I remember when he was doing that. He would leave it open, post inflammatory stuff, get them all fired up, and then lock them out.
Yep.
That was hilarious.
And Cousin Brucey had to set up his own pro board site or whatever, and Monkey Man had one. And
as annoying as some of that stuff was, there were some fun times then.
And Gene went and had one of them taken off because of some kind of inflammatory rhetoric. I'm going to have my lawyer. Oh, man.
Oh, there was a whole lot of people wanting to get litigation going over a lot of that stuff. It was all hot air.
Well, Gene always wanted to have the upper hand. He always thought he was smarter, better, richer. But
I got a big old Newman.
got a big old Newman, a big old boat, a wife with big old boobs, and yeah.
And I got my big old Hummer.
Yeah. My fake AMG Mercedes.
Oh, and my Hyundai.
Yeah, and the Hyundai with the burned out clutch.
Yeah, he drove it over here to show off the Hyundai, and then I had to push him home because his clutch wouldn't engage.
He burned it out.
I want a Hyundai.
Yeah, it was a Ferrari body on a Hyundai chassis.
It was a Hyundai Tiburon.
Nice. Break.
Yeah, hello there, Joker. Yeah, you had a Hyundai Tiburon with a Ferrari, I don't know, bodywork on it. It looked pretty good, but it was a piece of crap.
I guess you can't always call you dirt.
In a video. I don't know how true that was.
Yeah, some rapper used it in a video, supposedly.
Well, there's a lot of ugly cars and there's a lot of bad rappers.
Well, that's for sure.
So, yeah, the probability exists that it did happen, but nobody ever seen it. Not like they seen the documents blow up out of the trunk.
That's a classic.
Oh, that's the best. I piss my pants laughing whenever I see that.
And you still can.
Oh yeah, I know. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, some parts of the internet are forever, man. There's still some Gene nonsense out there for everybody to see.
Cold Cracker Productions. And he always used to call Pennsylvania communist.
Communist Pennsylvania. And the sweatpants mall.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's nowhere near as communist as New Jersey.
Or New York City's going to be, or California.
Yep. Oh, that's true.
Good old New York City.
The entire state of New York is red, but there's more population in that stupid city and turns the whole state blue. If I was in upper state New York, I would find a way to divorce New York City from my state.
Oh, so that's getting to be like California and Pennsylvania. You see those little pockets.
I know, if we could get rid of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania would always be red.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at a ham selling his whole ham property in Ecuador for $420,000, including towers and antennas and oh yeah.
Ooh, in Ecuador, huh?
Yeah, it's great for DX, man. He's up on top of a mountain, and he says you only need about a 60-foot tower. And
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't think I'll get the wife to move to Ecuador.
yeah, I wouldn't want to do that either, because it's not it's not one of those South American kind of countries there, or Central American countries there, where you step a couple of feet out of your community and you might get killed.
Yeah, it's not one of the more unstable ones, but it's still not exactly stable either.
Yeah, and it's not a predominantly English-speaking country, so.
Yeah, and I'm too old to be bilingual at this point.
Yeah, I would never be able to remember how to pick up another language.
I'm barely English.
That's why Belize is appealing, because the national, or at least not everybody speaks it, but the national language in Belize is English.
Oh, it is? I thought it was Spanish.
Nope, it's not.
That's just like Malta. It's English is like the first language down there.
This is a nice house. I'm looking at pictures of it. 5 bedrooms.
How big is the gate?
How big is the You mean around the big wall around the place?
Yeah. How much wall and how sturdy is the gate?
I don't know if they have one. Let's see.
Yeah, there's no gate big enough to stop those mosquitoes.
Well, that's true too. Mosquitoes. You need a big net.
You need one of those laser ones, you know, that shoots the mosquito right out of the sky.
Well, it is Ecuador. Being on the equator, you know, you get nice weather all year round.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about cold.
Which way does the water drain, though?
It doesn't. It just goes straight down on the equator.
Just goes out in the streets.
There you go.
There's no swirling.
I could sell both of my houses. I could buy this.
No swirling. That would suck for bullies.
You have to swirl the water first before you put the head in to make it an authentic one. That's the North American swirly.
Well, the wife got her eye on Oregon, so if I'm going anywhere, that's probably where I'm going.
Oh no.
Except the more she knows about the place, the more she's like, you know, it's kind of nice to visit, but I'm not so sure I want to live with all those homeless people around.
Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on the local economy, the local conditions and things like that, because there's some things you probably don't want to be a part of.
There's a lot of great places to visit, but man, living in certain places.
Yeah, it all depends where you are, man. The further east you go, the better it is.
Well, I think there's a line there somewhere, because there's some places east of here that I wouldn't want to live.
East of here? Oh yeah.
East you bet. Now, once you cross over the mountains eastward, it gets pretty good.
I've lived in the Near East for a year, and it was a nice place to live for a year, but I don't want to live there the rest of my life.
I'm talking in Oregon.
You're talking in what?
Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. Eastern Oregon, there's nothing there.
That's why it makes it so great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing there, though. I went 165 miles, literally drove 165 miles without seeing a gas station in Eastern Oregon.
Distance makes the best neighbors.
That's what it does.
I'm like, but okay, so the people that do live here, and there were a few people that live there, where the hell do they go to get gasoline if I went 165 miles with no gasoline?
They just
They have their own wells.
got big tanks.
Jesus Christ, you burn up your whole tank of gas going to get a tank of gas and back.
I'm sure they're there. I mean, we drove from Boise to Oregon, and that seems like forever.
Yeah, Eastern Oregon is nice and empty. It's beautiful country, but there is nothing there.
So you got to go to Bend, B-E-N-D.
I know Bend. That's where I was. That's where I spent my time, in Bend. And I went from the Idaho border to Bend, which was 165 miles, and there was no stinking gas stations. My bike only goes about 180, 185 miles, and I'm out of gas.
Yeah, I know. We drove across there, in a car or a truck towing a trailer, so I was kind of worried myself.
I mean, there's all this, a lot of like ranches and agricultural area and stuff, and not many houses, and a couple of squatty little tiny towns. But these squatty little tiny towns didn't have no gas stations. I'm like, well, where do these farm equipment people and the people that live here, where do they get their fuel?
Also, if it's a farm, they probably have it delivered and they have their own tanks.
At the Ag Way.
Yeah, I guess, delivery would be it, because by the time you go out and get it and come back, you need it again.
And most farm tractors run on diesel, so they probably have a big, huge tank of diesel, which can probably double as home heating oil.
It was beautiful country, though, Eastern Oregon. Really, really beautiful. But it was empty. I mean, I was amazed at how empty it was.
That's why they want to join Utah.
No, they want to join Idaho.
Oh, that's right, Idaho. Yeah, they want to break away from Western Oregon and become part of Idaho.
It's basically from Bend east wants to join Idaho. From Bend west, where Portland and all that nonsense, the coast. They want to break away from that area.
Yeah, because that's where all the lefties are.
Yeah, all the cancer that's spread out of Seattle.
They do have some good food, though.
Good food, good beer.
What do they eat up there?
Oh, all kinds of food. But they got really good breweries. They make some nice beer.
And they also make a lot of wine there, too.
Yeah, a lot of wineries, a lot of breweries, a lot of eateries of all different kinds. They make Americana food mostly, just all kinds of stuff. It's all good.
Man, we ate at this place in Portland, this German place. Oh, my gosh. It was like stuff my grandmother made. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, Bend is pretty cool. It's a nice little town. There's a lot of eateries, a lot of breweries, and, some things to do. The scenery is nice. It's not too big. It's not too crowded. Not too trafficky. But to buy property, you better have some deep freaking pockets. Like, holy crap.
It's like everything else, man.
Firms just moved in out of there in the recent 5 or so years. And I think that's when the property started going up.
Property out there is outrageous. It's outrageous. It's nuts. No wonder there's so many damn homeless. Like I noted to the wife the other day, I was like, there's two classes of people in Oregon. The homeless and people that got lots of money.
Not much middle ground.
There really isn't.
The problem is that the people who have all the money protect the homeless, and it continues.
Well, they sort of allow it to go on. I mean, there's a lot of public land out there, so they got a lot of places where they can squat, and they just allow it to happen until they set the place on fire, and then they kick them all out to somewhere else, and then they all move into that somewhere else's public land. And then they set that on fire and burn the whole tent community down, and it all starts over again.
Oh no!
Yeah, I keep in regular touch with my friends out there, and there's this place they call Dirt City. Well, Dirt City is the name of the homeless encampment, not the actual location, but the people, and they keep moving Dirt City because they keep burning it down.
So are the people who live there burning it down, or is somebody trying to eradicate them by burning it all down, but they just keep coming back again?
No, the drunk meth heads that live there, because they heat everything with propane. They get 3 square meals a day free. There's all these places where they can go and eat for free. So what little money they have, they buy propane for their cooking and heating in their tents, and then they wind up setting their tent on fire, which sets the next tent on fire, and so on and so on.
Oh yeah, meth heads.
Yeah, they're all, a lot of them are meth heads, and they keep burning down their own tents.
Just say no to drugs.
So I guess that means that where they used to live would be the past tense.
Well, wherever they set up again, they're always calling it Dirt City, and it's never all that far from the last Dirt City. But they call it Dirt City. And I drove by there several times. They're like, yeah, there's Dirt City. You're like, oh, okay. Well, they just told me last week they burnt down the most recent tent city or Dirt City, and they'll be setting up a new one for before long.
The past tense, huh?
Oh, you caught it. I'm glad somebody did.
Well, you said it again, and I still don't get it.
Well, it's a tent city. Well, when it burns down, I guess that means it's the past tense.
Oh, Roger. Ha.
Oh, man. If you got to explain it, that joke, man, forget it.
Well, now I get it, but, like I was taking it literally instead of tongue-in-cheekly.
That was quick, though.
Yeah, I can still think quickly. So there might be hope for me yet. My mind hasn't completely been fried.
I'm not completely fried, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. So I guess these guys are like gypsies, man. They move around.
Well, there's a lot of public land out there, though. It's federal land, and in federal land, you're actually allowed to camp, and they can't kick you out. So what do you do about it?
Oh yeah, BLM land. Out in the western areas there where it's very sparsely populated, there's a lot of people who camp. They try camp there, and you can hang there for like you said, a long time.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of places that it's legal for you to just. Oh, this looks like a good place to camp. You just camp. And you can stay as long as you want. Obviously, there's no services there or nothing, but you can stay there as long as you want.
Yeah, you can camp right outside Area 51.
Soak up all that radiation.
There's a lot of places up the mountainsides out there that are all federal lands open to camp, but nobody camps there except for the actual campers. All the homeless people, they're all off the major highway kind of thing, right near town, so they can go into town and get their three meals a day that are free.
I told you, we flew into Portland, and it was a good drive from the airport to where my son was living, and the whole way, all along both sides of the highway, and I mean like they had maybe 10 feet on either side of the highway to pitch their tent, and it was all homeless all along there.
Yep, 10-4.
And all free bathrooms. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was the section where my son lived was pretty good. St. John's was pretty good, and then they put a homeless center in there, and all the homeless moved into the park. And then some meth head, like you say it, threw a rock through his back window, and the cops knocked on his door and said, "Hey, somebody threw a rock through your window, but you're never gonna win in court. We know who did it. Blah blah blah." So he's like, "You know what? Enough's enough. I'm out of here."
It is amazing though that it is basically two classes of people: those who have nothing and those who have everything out there.
Well, people want to live on the coast, and if you cross the river there and go to Washington State, it's even more expensive.
I find it kind of ridiculous that it's that expensive to buy property out there when there's so much open property.
And then the taxes on top of it.
Yeah, like the taxes in Bend on the properties weren't so much incompatible with taxes we're paying here. I didn't think, but I don't know about any other taxes or whatnot. But the property taxes was. I think it depends the county that you move into there too. But in Bend, it wasn't all. It's not all that bad.
Now, all the other income taxes and stuff like that, how do you think they're paying for those free meals for the homeless people?
Yeah, there's all these centers that they eat 3 free meals a day, no problem.
Somebody's paying for that.
Yeah, and they're not all NGOs.
Well,
No.
there's a lot of rich benefactors. When these guys go to court, these homeless guys go to court, don't have a dime. There's always money somehow by some rich benefactor comes out of the blue and takes care of everything.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that even goes on.
Yeah, but it does.
On a side note, not to change the subject, but I don't even know if I should mention this or not, knock on wood, but my signal's been good all night.
Oh, the receive hasn't fluctuated?
Not yet.
This is good.
I know. I don't know what to make of that.
Well, you did mess around with a couple of jumpers, right?
Yeah, but I thought I'd seen differences the other day when we were on, AM Mayhem sideband. I thought it was changing.
It's hard to tell with sideband because the signals are not steady.
I can't tell as much on you, but I could tell on Olaf because he's not that strong to begin with.
Yeah, he's a tried and true grasser.
Yeah, for a guy who has all those amplifiers, he sure does take pride in being a grasser.
Yeah, that's funny. He can fire up. He could probably give Dave a run for the money. On some of those bands if he wanted to, but for some reason he doesn't want to run a lot of power. He doesn't like to run power here, I guess, because I don't know, 11 meters. But I mean, if you run 10 kW on a hand band, so that's illegal too. So what's up with that?
Yeah, it's still evil. It's no lesser of an evil. I mean, really.
Yeah. So I mean, kick on 50 watts. He's gonna know. It'll make up for your antenna being 20 feet off the ground.
Yeah. I mean, all right. You don't have to run 10K, but you can run something more than 4 watts.
Yeah.
How does 15 sound?
15's working over here.
Hey, this is Hunter jumping back in here up in the Hereford area there.
Oh, hello, Hunter up in Hereford. You're making it down here to Spitfire, somewhere around Limerick.
Yeah, roger that. All of you are really clear and clean tonight. I hear Fight Buster in there and you. And guess I'm making the trip with only 15 watts.
Oh, yeah, it's working. I hear you. I'll stand by and see who else can hear you.
I can hear him good.
Hey, it's been a long time. It has. I'm a loafer. I don't get here much Wednesday nights. Too busy with other priorities.
Definitely got you here in Valley. You guys are neighbors, practically.
Yeah, I heard the Valley there. You're not far away.
Yeah, you're probably the closest. Valley and Hereford you two are probably the closest ones out here.
Yeah, roger that. Well, thanks for verifying. It's working well. I appreciate listening to the side band, or the side chatter here, including past tense. That was funny as hell.
Yeah, I guess it would have been funnier if I didn't have to have it explained to me.
That's That's all right. We all laughed for you.
Well, that's good. As long as somebody's laughing, we've met our mission. You can even laugh at my expense. I don't care. I'm not offended. I knew it. I knew it as soon as I mentioned it. Now my signals are up and down.
Be careful what you say.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to try putting up that quarter wave ground plane I made, Dave, just to see if it's the antenna or not.
Well, if it starts coming back again.
It just did on, I heard it on, I guess it depends on the strength of the signal, whether I'm telling or not, but I could see it on Hunter. But I'm not seeing it on you tonight, or Bite Buster for that matter.
How about me? Are you seeing it on me? Hello, hello, hello.
No, I'm not seeing it on you either. You're too strong for me to. It would have. Yeah, usually it would have to be pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm probably the lowest. I'm the farthest and small wattage. How's that sound? Check 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm watching your signal, and you're changing between a 6.5 and an 8, bouncing back and forth. I don't know if that's my receive thing going on or actual like the path between us, but I see it on your signal.
Maybe it's my transmitter. Maybe I have issues. There you go. This is stock wattage. How about this now? Am I moving up and down? Hello, hello.
No, you'd have to make a much longer transmission for me to see anything because it's only occasionally and it's quick. At least recently, it used to be longer durations, but it's quicker now. But now you're a solid S9.
Yeah, I don't have that much to say right now. I don't know if I could do a long transmission. Probably not any longer than this.
Yeah, unless I got a story to tell or a deep explanation about something. Like, yeah, I can't do those old buzzard transmissions just to do an old buzzard transmission. I don't have it in me. But I'm trying, but I can't.
Gotta sing a song or something.
Nobody wants to hear me sing. I know that. I don't even want to hear me sing.
Oh, but it would sure be funny.
Well, I mean, I told you could laugh at my expense, but I'm not going to offer it freely like that.
No, but we're trying like hell to coax it out of you.
Yeah, well, I need a couple more glasses of whiskey for me even to think about singing.
Well, get drinking.
It is a school night.
The more reason.
And then it got quiet.
It did? I didn't hear any quiet. Everybody's talking, taking turns.
Oh, this is interesting. It got quiet because something went wrong on my radio.
I was like, yeah, what do you mean it got quiet?
Yeah, it's like I'm listening and it's nothing, and it's quiet, and I looked at my meter, it was on 0. I'm like, wait a minute. My radio never goes to 0 unless there's no power.
So what'd you do to fix it?
I don't know, I keyed up and complained, and then it popped back in again.
Yeah, dirty tube sockets.
I don't know, a solid state radio.
No magic smoke?
No, the receiver decided to take a break because I guess I wasn't talking enough, so it said you can't be listening to anything either.
Well, you made that comment while we were having conversation.
Yeah, and I wasn't hearing the conversation because my receiver died. That's just bizarre. I don't need that kind of action.
No, not at all. I think I'd rather take my up and down signal strength as opposed to no signal at all.
And it really bothers me because I just got done doing some work to this radio. I replaced the mechanical filter in it that was kind of lame, and I was getting, I could hear people on adjacent channels like they were on this channel, and like, yeah, that's no good. So I did some of that, and it brought the sensitivity up too. And it was the best this radio's ever worked. And well, until the receiver decided to take a vacation.
See, what he heard was you were going to sing, and then he turned the volume down, or the RF knocked a mistake.
Yeah.
No knobs down. Well, I did have the squelch up, and that that was quieting the receiver, which and I guess it quieted the receiver too much. And then I looked at the meter and went like, wait a minute. Now you're just bragging that you have a meter that works.
Oh, it was pretty funny. You said, and then it got quiet, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, only to me. The squelch down. Oh, with the noise. And when the noise goes away, I know I have a problem.
Every once in a while, I get that picket fence kind of a thing going on when you key up.
It's pretty quiet right now. All that S9 heterodyne-like noise I had earlier from Skipland is all gone, so it's nice and quiet now.
Yeah, that's right.
Wayne, is it time to refill our glasses?
I just refilled mine.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm going to go do the same. I'll be back. Countywide.
And then it got quiet. I only have like an S2 noise level. It's pretty quiet tonight for me. But I have the heat exchanger turned off too. Well, yeah, it's going to be cool tonight. You won't need air conditioning, that's for sure. It's funny because it's nice and cool out, so the air conditioning's not running in the house. But I have computers and stuff in this back room now with the CV radios. I was just telling the wife, I want to get a small air conditioner for this little room. It's hot back here. Yeah. If you're gonna be operating, you gotta have comfort. You gotta have adequate heat in the winter, and you gotta have cooling in the summer. That 357 in Bethlehem. Good evening.
327 up here. Yep, good evening.
Oh, I'm sorry, 327. I thought you said 357. Good evening, 327.
Yes, it's a beauty. It's 57 up here. It's getting cold up here too. You had to close the windows.
Oh, I'm definitely not ready for the heat yet.
Yeah, I closed the entrance a little bit further on my bees, man. They're probably freezing. It was like 50 this morning.
Do you get honey from them, or you just have nests back there, or swarms, or hives? I don't know, what do you call that?
No, you get hives from something you ate. No, no, I did get some honey from them, but I try to save them over the winter. So when it gets cold, like below 50, you're supposed to reduce their entrance, because I would have that whole bar kind of open back there. This morning I went out and I pushed it in, so it's only maybe enough for one or two bees to get by each other.
You got a fun-looking beekeeping suit?
I have one that's it's vented, so it's like a big screen kind of a thing.
So you look like a walking enclosed porch.
Yeah, I look like someone who's gonna someone in the movie from E.T. Yeah, that's it.
But you
got in a fight with a screen door and it won.
It's like dual or triple layer. It's a weird looking thing, but they can't get in normally.
Speaking of that, I gotta go take my antibiotics for my bee sting. I'll be right back.
Yep. I took him for a week. Okay, now you can say it got quiet.
And then it got quiet.
Okay, 44.
Yeah, we miss him. We're kind of carrying the legacy forward here.
Then when you hear Sweaty Maria in the background, you got to say Ola Ola Coca-Cola.
Sweaty Maria. Sparky's girlfriend. Or maybe Blue Max's. Yeah, I think they both had a thing for Sweaty Maria.
Man, no skip, so quiet. That's nice. 9:30? Oh, come on.
That's a good thing.
I guess Spitfire blew up his radio.
Yeah.
So tell me the benefits of making a choke with your coax.
Doing what? Making it. Oh, what? Where you wrap the coax 8 turns or something around a piece of PVC?
Well, I don't know about PVC, but yeah, wrapping it in a circle.
Yeah, usually it's like a 6-inch diameter piece of something, PVC or a coffee can, whatever. Yeah, that's you have to place that right at the feed point of the antenna, and it's there for people who have antennas that don't have radials, like an IMAX or an Antron 99, because you get straight RF currents that run down the shield of the coax, and they invariably get into your shack and cause all kinds of misfits and all kinds of boy, havoc and other things. And so putting that choke in line blocks those currents from traveling down the shield of your coax, and therefore limits the amount of RF that get into your shack. If you've got an antenna with, radials like a what you would call it, 5/8 wave, then you don't need that.
I made one with a 2-liter soda bottle, and I used a section of the plastic, and I had on my G5 RV all day in one center. And it knocked the noise out a little bit.
So it stops the coax from becoming part of the antenna, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, a proper vertical antenna is supposed to have a ground plane. You know, and if you're going to mount the antenna on the ground, then you basically, you know, bury radials in the ground, and that's your ground plane. But if you raise it up on top of a mast, like 30 or 40 or 50 feet or whatever, then you know, the B-5.8s will have four elements, four radials that are a quarter wavelength, and those are your decoupling radials, and that's where all your RF gets decoupled, I guess. But if you have one of them stick antennas that have no radials, well, the decoupling has to go somewhere, and it ends up going down the coax.
And then it got quiet. It is. I walk into the room and there's nothing going on.
Well, make sure your receiver's still working.
Well, mine seems to be working.
Yeah, I turn my squelch down so I can hear the noise. If the noise goes away, I know there's a problem.
I got 20 dB worth of preamp going on and I got no noise.
Well, I guess that skip noise that was in there earlier is gone.
Yeah, it was gone about an hour ago.
That's a good thing.
I think you need to load up that dog run or something so you can get on 160 with us through the winter.
I don't know if that'll work or not, because it's not long enough. I mean, if it was a quarter wave at 160, I would say I'd have a snowball's chance at possibly getting something to work. Although I think at this point it would probably work better than anything I've tried so far. Although I haven't tried the undoing the coax to the CB antenna and sticking the the center contact in there, but I imagine that could possibly work. I can load up a nice, wonderful 80-meter antenna and get a beautiful SWR, but still it doesn't work worth a darn.
You know, that loading up the center conductor on the CB antenna thing, that worked for Skyrider.
Yeah. Of course, he has a different kind of antenna than I do. You know, a vertical ground plane would probably work better than my beam.
Yeah, I don't know. That beam might work as a capacitance hat, you know? All you got to do is make sure you got a good ground going on. And then, because he was getting zapped in the shack kind of thing. Because I don't think he had a good ground. But it gave him a readable signal.
Well, I wouldn't try to be running no big amplifier.
Yeah, he was running an amplifier. But I think if you did that, you would, even without a whole lot of power, I think it'd give you a readable signal over that 80-meter stick.
Yeah, JR might actually hear me.
Well, if I hear you, you're doing something.
Yeah.
I got enough antenna to hear something. That open wire feeder antenna of mine and that tuner, man, ever since I cleared all the foliage away from my open wire feeders, I haven't touched it. 3 weeks. That thing works great.
Yeah, it's good to keep the foliage away from your feed line because that'll interact with it.
Yeah, and it was. Every time it rained or it was damp out, I cut all the foliage away from it, and I haven't had a problem since. every time I look at those open wire feeders, I look at that crap and I can't believe that works as well as it works. It's just ridiculous. Not only did I make my antenna, I made my feed line, and I made my tuner, and the crap works great.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. It really is. I mean, it's just more of that radio mystique in my mind.
Well, that's what's fun about radio.
Homemade feed line, homemade antenna, homemade tuner, and it all works great without spending really any money. I mean, I spent some, but not a lot.
It kind of reminds me of back in the 70s when I was a member of the Explorer post that dealt with radio, and one of our post advisors was a ham, and I don't know, we kind of shamed him into getting a CB radio, and he picked up some junk radio somewhere, and just to prove a point, I guess he made a dipole, and he used lamp cord as his feed line, just because he could, and I was freaking out, going like, how the hell is that supposed to work? But it did work. He made it work. I guess he used a tuner on it or something, and we could actually hear him on the thing. Not very strong, obviously, but
Well, if it works, it ain't stupid.
Well, that's it. If it's a stupid idea, but it works, it's not stupid. But I just, the thought of using, lamp cord. Of course, back then, I was 15 years old, 16 years old, and I didn't know nearly what I know now. And I'm thinking, you gotta have 50 ohm. That can't be 50 ohms. You gotta have 50 ohm feed line on that thing. It's like, the whole idea of using open wire or anything was like totally like, how does it even work?
Well, that's the kind of ridiculousness I get when I look at my open wire feeders. 5-inch spacing. And it's not exactly parallel the whole way. I mean, it makes some twists and turns, and you look at it like, there's a little bit different spacing here and there, not a lot, but I got to make turns and stuff, and it twists and it turns, and it's like not completely, what I call exactly parallel the whole way. I mean, it's not really far out, but there's enough difference that you can see. Like, that's not even parallel. How the hell does that work? .14-gauge electrical wire. Just space them apart, parallel for the most part, running through the woods, split it at the top of the tree, and one goes one way and one goes the other way, and it works. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing because, one of the characteristics of twin lead is that the two leads remain parallel to each other. And with the 450 ohm crappy brown stuff, that's designed and the two pieces are parallel. With the stuff you made, though, the two conductors can whippy woppy and flippy floppy, and and the impedance is going to change, I guess, because the spacing between the two pieces is what ultimately determines the impedance, and it can change.
Well, one thing that I noticed when I was looking at different charts and stuff when I was making, going to make those parallel feeders, is one thing I noticed is the closer the spacing, the more critical that spacing needs to be. In other words, like, the 300 ohm or the 450 ohm, they're pretty close together, and obviously that determines the impedance is the spacing, like you said. But it's like any deviation from that by a little bit changes that impedance. But the wider the spacing gets 4 inches, 5, 6 inches, whatever, a 1/4 inch difference in spacing doesn't really change the impedance, where the 300 ohm or the 450 ohm, a 1/4 inch difference in spacing changes the impedance drastically. So the further apart you get, it seems to be the more forgiving it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the further apart it is, the less it matters.
And the difference between 4-inch spaced and 5-inch spaced was a difference of 25 ohms. So that's why I went with the 5-inch space. I figured, well, if I'm off, an 1/8 of an inch here and there or whatever, and it ain't perfect along the way, it's really not going to change things much. Maybe a couple of ohms or something. But the closer the spacing is, that inaccuracy matters. The wider the spacing, the inaccuracies matter less.
Of course, the important thing is it does seem to work.
Look apart, and it varies by an inch. It's still only 1/12.
As long as I can hear you, you're doing good.
Oh yeah, it works, man. I'm just tickled to, I just think that's one of the coolest projects I ever did. Was making that tuner and that open wire feeder doublet. I'm just so pleased in how well that works. And then of course, the DIY being as finicky as it is, and it works with that finicky piece of equipment. Like, man, that's unbelievable.
Was that Hunter?
Yes, indeed. Where are you running tonight, Petey?
We're talking about the spacing. If it's close together or farther apart, the farther apart's more forgiving. That's because it's...
Am I not working?
Oh, hang on. Somebody's talking.
So if you have something that's 12 inches apart and it varies a half an inch here or there, that's a smaller percentage as opposed to something only 5 inches apart and varying a half an inch. That half inch is a larger percentage of the gap.
And Hunter just put it down to percentages, which I'm sure has everything to do with it. The wider the spacing, the less percentage of variation makes. I'm on the Shakespeare 740 Panisonic chassis tube radio. You hear me? Copy?
Oh, I thought you were still talking to him. Who was that? Was that Bite Buster?
Bite Buster is talking to Hunter, and Hunter is up in Hereford, but he's running 15 watts. So with your hill and all, I don't know if you can hear him in Hereford.
Yeah, I got about 3 instruments tonight in noise, so I'm not hearing that side of the mountain anyway. So what are you running again? Say again.
Panasonic chassis, Shakespeare 740.
All right, sounds pretty good. I like that. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, it's one of his better sounding radios.
And you are running, Dave, what are you running?
Lafayette Telset SSB 50.
Ah, the old Lafayette. That sounds good, too. Well, good deal, guys. Anyway, I just figured I'd come in there and say hello, listen to you. I don't sound like there's a whole bunch of you in there, but you got the guys on the other side of the hill, which is a shame because I can't hear that. But that's my problem, I suppose.
And not much you can do about it. Unless you can knock down the hill.
Yeah, if topography is working against you, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Oh, no. Hey, Dave, when are you planning on working on your beam?
Well, I plan on doing it next Tuesday, weather permitting.
Tuesday. A Tuesday. Well, that's interesting.
Next Tuesday, meaning this one coming up?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I should be okay with that.
I went and ordered a block and tackle and 100 feet of rope. So that'll be plan B, since nobody wants to do plan A, so we'll do plan B.
Yeah, work smarter, not harder.
I don't. Hey, that plan A, that's definitely not my cup of tea.
Yeah, so, putting the block and tackle at the top of the, just below the rotor there, and that'll keep the mast from bending. Because, when you try to walk an antenna up, the mast tends to bend from the weight of the antenna as you get to be about 45 degrees. And so I'll pull it up with that thing instead.
Yeah, Plan A was good 20 years ago. Not so much now.
Yeah, I know. The only way Plan A would work is to get somebody that's younger and sprier and crazier than I am.
Or at least 20 years younger than the rest of us.
Yeah, like Joker.
That's right.
What's his face? He's not afraid of heights. He can climb. He don't care.
Who's that?
What's his face?
The bird. Goose.
Yeah, he's kind of crazy. But I don't think he's available during the week to, when I want to do this.
Ain't Goose in our age bracket?
Yeah, he's probably a couple of years younger than me, but not by a whole lot.
Yeah, I always thought he was about my age.
Yeah, he probably is.
I don't recall. I don't know. I shouldn't say. So, he's younger than I am. That's all I can say.
Yeah, well, so is more than half of America.
Oh, man, we're over that hill, huh?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that most of us here talking right now, that more than half of America is younger than us.
Yeah, we're the old farts.
When did that? I really don't know when that happened. I think my eyes got opened when I went and renewed my gun permit, and the woman handed me back the paper and said, "Check this out and make sure everything's, correct." I'm like, "My hair's not gray." She goes, "Yes, it is." I'm like, when the hell did that happen?
Yeah, I guess I gotta have to update my driver's license because it still says my hair is light brown. Well, it hasn't been light brown for a while now.
Here's another one, though, on the other side of the coin. We go to this restaurant nearby, the Brookside Family Restaurant. It's pretty good, but it's like an older crowd in there and all. Not always, but mostly as the regulars. And they got, for dinner, they got the senior portion. And the senior portion is for 60 and over. we were in there last night, and I'm going to order this, and I want the senior portion, please. And she looks at me, she cocks her head a little bit. She goes, "Well, I'll let you slide." I'm like, "What do you mean let me slide? It's for 60 and over. I'm 60. She goes, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I am." She goes, "I would have thought you were 45. I'm like, "Well, thank you very much." Well, she goes, "I didn't mean to offend or anything." No offense taken on that.
She was flirting with you, I guess.
Yeah, I know that restaurant. That was Blind Mary waiting on you.
I thought that was pretty funny. Like, "I'll let you slide." I'm like, "What do you mean let me slide? I qualify."
He's hitting on you. Looking for a good tip.
Yeah, I get the opposite. I was at the KFC, and they gave me the senior discount before I was even eligible for it. I was at, when my daughter was like 5 or 4 or something like that, I was at the pediatrician's with her, and the doctor called me her grandfather. I'm like, "Oh, what?
Hey, I was checking out at the grocery store, and a lady said, "Don't pay that bill. That's to the car."
Come again, Bite Buster?
I was at the grocery store, and the lady said, "Do you need help with that to the car?"
You're not that frail looking.
I know. Yeah, but I was like, "What the hell?"
Well, I like, it's kind of nice getting in the reverse, but yeah, maybe she was bucking for a good tip.
There you go. You said it right there. She wanted a good tip. But there are not too many of them around.
I know, but the way she said it and the look on her face, you knew she was serious. Like, yeah, all right, well, I'll let you slide for the senior portion. Like, well, then, I was like, well, wait a minute, no, no, I actually qualify.
Yeah, when I go to a diner that's got the senior menu, the senior portions, I'm always getting that. Nobody bats an eye. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got called out on it. Like, no, I'm not trying to cheat here.
I get laughed at. It's like we go someplace and order drinks, and they card my daughter and stuff. And I'm like, hey, you're not gonna card me, and they laugh at me.
I got carded up until I was like in my mid-30s. I still got carded on a regular basis.
I still get carded quite often. Yeah, last time I got carded wasn't too long ago, but they basically card everybody. We got to card everybody because I looked at the guy and went like, "Are you serious? Hey, we got to do it."
Yeah. I mean, you hit those places and like they card, and I say the same thing. Like, you're kidding, right? Yeah, okay, no problem.
Well, Joker, you have a little bit of stubble on your face, so Good evening, Joker. When I'm clean shaven, it happens more. But yeah, I get carded a lot. My wife was so happy when she got carded, she would be like, guess what? Guess what?
Yeah, the waitress was funny. And I did leave her a good tip.
She said, "See, it worked."
Well, I could tell by her face though that she was she was being serious. I'll let you slide.
Let you slide. Do me a favor.
Well, because the way she said it, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to cheat or get by. I qualify.
Did you order the tapioca after that?
Nah, nope, but I did get a coffee while the wife ate pumpkin pie. She goes, no, well, what do you want for dessert? I said, no, I just want a coffee. You don't want dessert? Like, no, the coffee's fine.
I would be with the wife there. Pumpkin pie is definitely a thumbs up for me.
With whipped cream? You get the whipped cream?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. The wife always specifies whipped cream. More if you can.
Yeah. Well, I usually I'll get if they have like the senior menu. A lot of times they'll have like a dessert that comes with it, and it's usually like limited, like to ice cream or something. And I'll usually get like a dish of orange sherbet or something, and I'm like, put whipped cream on it. A lot of whipped cream.
Whipped cream on sherbet?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's weird.
It usually comes that way, but I just ask for more.
Whipped cream on sherbet is weird. Sorry.
I don't think so. Tastes real damn good.
Thing is better.
Well, whipped cream tastes damn good on just about anything. But on sherbet, it just doesn't seem normal.
Now, you gotta remember who you're talking to here. Normal is not something that has been floating around me for very long.
No, neither one of us qualify as normal per se.
Well, what do they call gelato? Isn't that like sherbet in the middle and ice cream around the outside?
Yeah, the grotto gelato.
Oh, I like the Rita's Gelati with the soft serve ice cream and the Italian ice.
Yeah, that's sort of the same, right?
Boy, I love a Rita's Gelati.
Sounds like sugar shock.
Well, you don't get the extra large.
Oh, so you just get the Shakes Little.
Yeah, I just get the little one. I just give me a small. I'm good. If it's really hot and I really want it, then I'll get a medium.
I don't even think I stopped there this year, believe it or not. I don't think I made that trip this year.
You know, I don't think I did this year either, and I always make it a point to get over there to Rita's for a gelati. And I think I completely skipped out this year. Uh-oh. Got to get the wife to go over there and get a Rita's one night this week coming up.
Yeah, better do it before the end of the year.
Yeah, I think they close up shop before the end of the year, like right before Thanksgiving or something. So I ain't got much time left.
Yeah, I usually, I don't, either end of October or I forget when they finally call it quits, but usually by the time the weather turns to crap.
That's right, and that's not far down the pike.
No. That's why I gotta hurry up and get this antenna thing done, because like in 2 weeks we could be struggling to get in the 50s.
Yeah, you know, and I've been procrastinating so long. I got this body work I need to get done on my car, and I finally went and got an estimate on it. So in 2 weeks, my car goes into the body shop. So you can pretty much guarantee for that week that I got to ride the bike to work. It's going to be crap weather.
Oh yeah, it's gonna rain and it's gonna be cold.
Yep, I'll get both, rain and cold.
So what are you having done to your car? What, you got a little bit of body rust?
Yeah, I told you I got that, like, you know, a little bit smaller than a $50, about call it $50 size cancer spots rotting from the inside out on my rear quarter panels. So I want both of them fixed. And I figure while it's in there, I just want you to, you know, fix the little dings in my hood and spray my hood and my front end. Just spray it. And what do you think that would cost?
A lot, because it's a clear coat, so they're gonna have to prep it and paint it and primer it and spray it and clear it. Oh man, that's probably $1,000 right there.
$2,000.
How much?
2.
Oh, okay, so it's twice that much. Inflation, tariffs. There you go.
Well, I think the most of it is fixing the rust spots, because he goes, I don't do estimates on rust. I do time and materials. I'm like, okay, well, give me an estimate of time and materials to fix that. And while you're at it, you know, you got the paint already. Spray my hood, a couple little dings in my hood. I want my hood fixed, and my front end fixed from all the pepper from the damn highway. That's all I want. $2,000.
That's actually not bad. Who's doing it?
Limerick Auto Collision.
Okay. Yeah, that's fixing the rust in 2 quarters. Are they? I'm assuming they're probably not spraying the whole car. You're just getting it panel painted.
Just the areas, the rust areas that they fixed, and it's like, you know, call it 50-cent size pieces of, you know, little bubble cancer. It's not even all the way through, but I guess maybe it is. But they're not big. Two spots on either side on the rear quarter panels. And then spray my hood and my front end, $2,000. And I thought that was probably about, I was guessing that anyway. I was guessing it was going to be $2,000. It's $2,000.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad price at all.
And I got lucky because he says, because I was like, well, listen, how soon can you get me in? Because that matters, because my alternate transportation is my bike. He said, oh, I can squeeze you in another week, you know. A week from next week. So 2 weeks he could get me, because all these cars I got, I can't get parts. I'm all held up in parts. I'm waiting on parts. Like, parts are a nightmare. You don't need any parts. Paint I can get. And yep, I'll squeeze you in. I'll put you in while I'm waiting on parts for these other cars. So I hit the timing well.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I was gonna say rust work never gets an. Yeah, there's a ballpark, but no estimate.
Well, I'm getting a formal estimate on Monday. But I like, hey, you give me a ballpark now? And that was his ballpark was like His ballpark was 16 to 1800 is what he said, but I figure it's gonna be $2,000.
Yeah, rust work is always a can of worms that you don't ever want to tell somebody a certain thing before you open it up.
Yeah, but if you saw the rust that I'm talking about, it's like it's just the early stages, very beginning of that. The bubbling paint. You could tell it's rusting from underneath, from the backside, whatever. So even if you ground all that away, I can't imagine it's any bigger than a half a dollar. So it's not like huge. It's not like all rusted out. It's just kind of started, and I want it taken care of and nipped in the bud before it gets any worse.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But my rule of thumb is when you see rust, take the center of that rust and at least go, take the edges of the rust and at least go an inch each direction. That's usually what the actual rusted area is.
It's usually even more than that.
All right, so you're talking about, a $half size rust holes.
10 4, but yeah. I mean, like you just said, it could be more. I've opened up a lot of cans of worms in my day.
Fuel wells are, they're just collectors of salt. And where you see spots turning into cancer, you can bet your bottom dollar that all around that wheel well is probably rust. It just hasn't gotten that far yet.
Well, that's why I want to take care of it now before it gets any worse. I do not want it getting worse.
Yeah, catching it early is definitely always the best thing.
I plan on keeping the car. I want it taken care of. I'm tired of looking at it. I first noticed it last year, and I kind of blew it off. I'm like, all right, at some point I'm going to have to deal with this. And then, like, this year, it's like, yeah, now it's really noticeable. I got to stop it now. Because I know if you let that go, once it starts and gets a hold, it just gets really bad exponentially.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Rust never sleeps.
So I'll spend the money now. Get it done. And the wife goes, $2,000. I says, well, all right, well, here's the alternative. We spend $2,000 and fix my car, or we just go and buy me a new car. She goes, fix your car.
Right.
Because she knows I won't be happy if my car looks bad. I won't be happy.
Is that just solid or is that a metallic or something?
It would deteriorate. You want it to be like it's new.
I take really good care of my car, and I'm surprised it rusted anyway, but the only reason it rusted is from the inside out, which, it's just one of those things. It happens, and there's nothing I would have done would have prevented it, so. But yeah, I got to take care of it now before it gets worse. And wait a minute, you guys double a little bit. What was your question, Joker? I got sidetracked.
Oh, is it a solid color or is it a metallic?
I don't know if it's metallic or not, to be honest. It's Honda Sunburst Orange Pearl.
That's a pearl then.
That's what Honda calls it, Sunburst Orange Pearl. I guess you could call it. There's metallic in there, I guess. Yeah.
Well, what you're seeing is what looks like a metallic. That's the little pearl flakes.
It's a beautiful color. It's one of the things that sold me on the car. I love the color of the car. Changes color in different lights.
Yep, that's the pearlescent in there.
And they only use Sunburst Orange Pearl for 2 years. 2012, 2013. That's it.
That would be a tough color to blend in properly.
They scan the paint code in the door jamb and get it from Honda.
Pearlescent. Well, because they scanned it, they're going to have their job or just mix the scan that the color that comes closest to the scan?
Well, when I had the deer run into my car and I had my fender dented and they fixed that and repainted it, they said they scanned the color off of there and ordered it from Honda. So I don't know if everybody does that or what. I don't know enough about it. That's what they told me.
I don't know anybody that orders paint from manufacturers. I did it for many years. My brother, he's a jobber. He sells paint for a living. And what they'll do is they'll scan it and then they put it in the computer because of the years that that car has been in the in the light and everything, it's faded a little bit. So if you just got your factory code and painted it, it would be a different color, just naturally from the fading. So what they do is they scan it, and then it comes up with its own formula, and it matches closest to what that paint color is now.
Not to be disagreeable, but I don't think my paint is faded one bit because I wax it 2, 3, 4 times a year, and it's always in the garage except for when I'm at work.
Yeah, but you wouldn't notice it. It would be so gradual.
If it's faded, it ain't much.
They look a little different. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be argumentative about it, but I've done it long enough to know that even if you don't think something's faded, it's faded.
Well, yeah, not to be argumentative back. And if it has faded, which it probably has, it ain't been much.
I know my show truck that sits in the garage most of the time and has lived under a cover, it did spend some time outside years and years ago. I know that's faded.
Well, whatever. As long as it matches and I can't tell, that's all I want.
10-4.
That's all that matters.
It's really the bottom line.
That's right.
In my 30 years of dealing with paint, the only time we've ever gotten paint from the manufacturer is when we had a deal with Harley Davidson. Those were the biggest pain in the butt.
Yeah, well, maybe I misunderstood what they said about the paint code and the door jam or whatever. So I guess they use that as a starting place, whatever.
Hey, as far as the Harley goes, if you ride one of those, you'll get a pain in the butt.
And an oil slick in your garage.
Yeah? Well, come look at my garage under my Harley. I defy you to find an oil slick.
You didn't say anything about the pain in the butt.
Well, there's that. Now, you look under my BSA, you're going to find oil on the floor.
You just can't keep those crankcase gaskets tight.
If a BSA is not leaking oil, that means it's out.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty good. I mean, as far as they go, but you can't stop it completely. It's just impossible.
They didn't have wet frames, did they?
Wet frame?
Yeah, I know some Triumphs had wet frames. Some of the frame rails actually held oil.
You're talking oil in frame. 1971, BSA and Triumph both went to oil in frame. Instead of using an external oil tank, they used the frame as the oil tank for the dry sump motors. But that's 1971 on. Mine's a 68, so it's not an oil in frame.
Okay, 10-4. I always just call them wet frames because, well, there's oil in them.
They call them OIF, oil in frame, OIF.
Strange.
Yeah, that would suck if the frame were to rot out.
I've had some post 71 Triumphs and BSAs with oil and frames, and the thing that sucks about the oil and frames, I mean, it's kind of a cool concept, but the bottom of the sump is a plate in the very bottom of the frame, like, at the bottom of the bike, there's a sump plate there. Those always leak.
Well, you know how those British guys are.
I don't know. How are they?
Just think Lord Lucas.
Well, that's the alloy of the copper wire they used, which was crap. And then the insulation they used over that crappy alloy copper, was even crappier.
Yeah, well, my experience with British-made mechanical products like cars and stuff is that they tend to be less reliable than comparable, let's say, German, Japanese, or American.
Well, the problem is the wiring and the connectors. They just used crap alloy copper that was so brittle, and then the insulation they used over that brittle wire was brittle too. So we got brittle and brittle with crappy connectors. That's going to be electrical problems.
You gotta have that oxygen-free copper. Is that it?
That's right. They didn't have oxygen-free copper.
Oh no!
They should have used monster cable.
Yeah, and speaking of monsters, I gotta get some. I have nothing to do with monsters, but it's about time for me to say goodnight. And we'll put another classic radio roundup in the can, and we'll do it again next week. Well, maybe not. If I take the antenna down next Tuesday, I may not be ready to go again on Wednesday. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that should be a one-day job if everybody pulls their weight and gets things going. No?
Well, I mean, to get it down won't take long, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I got to straighten elements. I've got to, repair the gamma match, or get that insulation back in. Hopefully, it's not brittle or cracked or anything. And realign all that, retune with the VNA. I got to take the rotor apart and clean that all up and re-grease it. There's a fair amount of work to be done.
All right. Well, you got a fair amount of work to be done. Then maybe you ought to think about putting your 10-meter ham stick back up on the gutter mount in place of either the 40 or the 80 stick for a week.
That thought did occur to me, but I could also just go. I could just do a mobile classic radio roundup or something. Who knows?
Well, there's that option. All right. Well, all right. We'll see. We'll see you when we see you then. Sunday night, I guess. So have a good night. Another classic radio roundup in the can. I think I'm right behind you. 441 to Countywide Radio and Classic Radio Roundup. Thanks for all those who participated, because it wouldn't be Classic Radio Roundup if nobody participated. Countywide.
Hey, wait a minute, Dave, before you go.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I need a replacement for an SDT 9308. It's a transistor in the power supply on an SBE. You know of any such thing? They claim there's no replacement for it, but there's got to be something in the ballpark we can use on it.
What kind of transistor is it? Is it one of the regulators?
Yeah, it's an NPN. It's an NPN, the metal transistor there. That's what it is. It's a regulator.
You could probably get away with a 2N3055.
Thank you, sir. That's what I needed to know. All right, I'm not going to hold you, but you know the deal. It's a low-profile power supply, so that's thumbs up on that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have yourself a good week. I'll catch you on Sunday.
Roger. I assume you're talking about the metal transistor. It's the big TO3 case one that's like the size of a nickel, and it's got the two tabs on either end.
That's correct. Yep, you got it. You hit it right on the head.
Yeah, it's a 2N3055. Will do the job for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, I'm gonna head out myself, and hopefully, well, no, I might not catch anybody on Sunday, but I'll catch you next time I'm on the air. See you guys. Have a good one.
I like how he rolled that transistor number right off the top of his head. He ain't lost it yet.
Doggone right. That's the guy to go ask. I know. He done probably quite a few of them. Catch you later, Pete. Good to hear you in there. Sorry I didn't get in a little earlier. Joker, 73's to you as well.
And you missed 160 time tonight.
Oh, I didn't get in here until you heard me, so yeah, I missed a lot.
Just saying, we were there. And even Bagger caught me on 160 tonight with a decent signal-to-noise ratio, which was fun.
Oh, yeah? What did he do? Throw his fishing line out the window?
No, he loads up that 80-meter stick of his to listen to us, when he first gets up, just before 8 o'clock, whatever. So he caught the tail end of us in there, but he said he had low noise and a better signal tonight on me than usual.
That's a good deal, then. See that? Conditions. It's all about the conditions.
Yeah, well, it helps by my antennae system on that band. I'm tickled by that whole thing. I really am.
It is working well from what I see anyway. But all right, we'll catch up with you again there, Pete. Sorry about that. I just got in here late. I was wrapped up in something else.
I'm not in any real rush to leave, but yeah, I need to go so I can drag my feet for a moment or two. It's not a big deal. I am tickled by that antenna system though. The whole thing, it's pretty much homemade from the coax on. The tuner, the twin feeders, the antenna itself. The damn thing works.
Oh yeah. It's all about, I guess, of course, higher, better, I guess. But yeah, on that particular band though, you can get away with a real, I don't know. You can get away with being creative on that band. That's what's nice about 160.
Yeah. As long as you can put out a lot of wire at a reasonable height, you can make whatever you got going on work. It's kind of cool that way. It is forgiving in a lot of ways, but there's some things you can't skimp on, like the amount of wire, pretty much.
Good evening, Channel 13. Oh, there's the goose out there. No, I hear you. Yeah, the amount of wires. Boy, yeah, a nice full wave, 160-meter antenna. Yeah, that's more the merrier. It tunes up easier on the other ones too.
Yeah, mine's like 280 feet long. I don't know if I told you the story about that when I moved my balance tuner from in the shack to, and the twin feeders coming in here, and then the wife kicked out my twin feeders and threw it in the yard. And I had to put the tuner out in the shed. Did I tell you that story about like what I had to do to make it work again?
I don't think I heard that one.
So I'll make a long story short. She, it was in here and everything, and then she, when I was on vacation, she pulled them twin lead feeders out and threw them in the yard. I come home from vacation like, all right, so I got to put my tuner out in the shed. So I did. I put the tuner out in the shed, run coax out to the tuner, and then I ran them twin feeders down on my shed, and it wound up being too much wire to the tuner. The twin feeders, it's not like you ball it up like coax, it has to be the exact length, more or less. You can finagle a little bit, but not a lot. So anyway, it wound up being 8 feet too long. So I cut the 8 feet off of the twin feeders and then hooked it up to the tuner. Well, I had to use all the inductance of my tuner, all of it, and a lot of capacitance to make it work. And I just didn't like the way it tuned up because it was like right on the edge of things. I'm like, it can't be good. And I thought to myself, well, Dave always says this is a system. It's an antenna system. It's not just the antenna, but it's the system. All of it cumulative matters. Like, all right. So I took those 2 8-foot long sections of feeders, and I went out and I lowered down the ends of the antenna, and I soldered on those 2 8-foot sections to the ends of the antenna, and I hooked it all back up, and it tuned up exactly like it was before.
That's pretty good.
I thought, well, it's either going to work or it's not going to work, right? I thought, well, it's easy enough to try it. And once I added on the 8 feet to the antenna, so it's overall the same length, but, it's on the antenna end instead of the feeder end, but it tuned up the same. I was like, this is ridiculous. But that kind of lends credence to his whole, air quotes, antenna system.
Well, listen, you're satisfied with it. And thanks to your wife, she set you straight on that. Funny how things work out sometimes, huh? That's pretty cool. You should have went over and thanked her.
Well, it would have been nicer to have it in here because then I can, tune it on the spot. So it's out there, and I just tune it up on 160 and leave it. I ain't changing it. And it hasn't. I haven't touched it in 3 weeks, and my tuning is right on. Hasn't moved, so it's fine. I got the crappy brown stuff antenna I can use on 80 and other bands that I want, so I'm not screwed. So yeah, in a way, she did me a favor. So I got the two antennas. One strictly for 160, which is fine, and then the other one for the other HF. Whatever. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. But that was funny how that. Well, I'll take the 8 feet off of this end and I'll put it back on the other end. It'll either work or it won't work, and it did. I couldn't believe it did. I mean, it was like, wow, it's right back where I started. Hello, Goose.
I guess he shut it down. He was in and out, but I did hear him. Yeah, I don't know. He was definitely mobile.
Yeah, I thought he would hear me. I heard him. I wanted to acknowledge him, not ignore him, but we were kind of carrying on with a topic there.
Yo, Goose. Nah, he's gone. He's gone, or else he's stuck with a whole bunch of noise. He's in that area. It gets all that racket in there. He ain't hearing nothing. Maybe. Yeah, so good deal. How's Dave doing anyway? How's he making out with his adventure on the AM 2905?
Oh, you know him. He's having fun. He's doing his, what is that? Not PSK. What do they call that? FT8. He's been doing that FT8, keep an eye on propagation and stuff. And I guess this, last few days has kind of been in the dumper because of solar storms and whatnot. But yeah, he's keeping track that way. So he's having fun with that antenna, even though he's not making 29 megs contacts. He's still got it running on 10-meter FT8.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. Well, I guess he was kind of little. It didn't work out, that 10 meters portion there didn't work out this year, which is kind of odd. But then again, you got all this geothermal blah, blah, blah going on. But I don't know. Kind of a shame. I was hoping it would pick up too. I pop in there once in a while in the morning just to see, but there ain't nothing.
It'll pick up. It's still early in the season. It'll pick up. The sun does its thing, and the sun means all, how it's going to act. It'll pick up. I've made some transatlantic contacts AM already this month. Well, technically last month now. But it ain't over. We got from now until around Easter. Stuff will happen. Will it be as good as last year? I don't know. But it'll still be in there. There'll be stuff in there. You just got to hit it at the right times.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, well, so be it. Like I said, I don't go in there every day. Maybe, I don't know. When I get there, when I pass by and I think about it, I say, yeah, I'm going to try that just to see. But, yeah. Nah, it is what it is. It's there when it's there. I'm not, he got that big antenna up there, boy. I'll tell you, he's going to love that when it does kick in, He'll be doing the deed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I was in there, maybe it was last week. We were in there together talking to some of the Europeans, and where I was S9, he was 20 over 9. So, my little piddly poo power and 3-element Yagi at 18 feet versus his big gun power amplifier and 7-element Yagi, gave him 20 more dB than I got.
That's all right. That's all right. As long as you got there, that's all that counts, really. But yeah, he likes to be heard.
Can you hear me reliably and consistently? Yes. Then I'm good with that. I don't need to be the top dog.
I have a feeling he's one of them fellas. I'm going to make it fun. He's one of them fellas that got that rare bear famous line behind him. Do you know what that the famous line is?
Oh, I know I've heard it, but I can't think of it.
Get in the back of the bus.
Yeah, well, you know what? Whatever you say here, he's going to hear it. Just so you know, he listens to these video gates.
That's all right. Hi, Dave.
Because a couple of weeks back, Dave made a comment. Sandbagger Dave made a comment about, he's just a drug dealer when it comes to, on the air audio. He gives you a little bit, a little taste, get you hooked, gets a little more. So he was busted. They've been busting each other back and forth about the whole drug dealer comment. It was funny.
It's all good fun. That's all. Just having a little fun. Yeah. It is a blast.
Oh yeah, and it's fun to use these analogies. It just makes it entertaining.
I always say if I can put a smile on somebody's face, I did well.
Yeah, that's right. You can even laugh, even if it's at my expense. I don't care. You're laughing.
Exactly. All right, Pete, let me get out of here. But yeah, been fun. You take it easy. Enjoy your rest of your week there, and I guess we'll catch up either Saturday night or Sunday, one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done until no radio for me until at least 11:30-ish on Saturday night. When I get home 11:30 Saturday night, I turn on 160 to see if anything's going on. So you might want to think about that. And then I also turn this on too. I'd rather be there than here, but I'll take either one. Catch you 7-3. 7-3 to all the classic radio roundup people out there, the sandbaggers and the participants and all. Have a good night. Countywide Radio, 441 to Spitfire, going that way.
Catch it, Pete. Mobile home, wide radio.
Catch you later.